All right, everybody, this is officially the last speaker of the day here on the Idealo stage. Another one from Greece, and so this is really the Greek corner this afternoon. Fotis Kourmadas, he is the CMO of CS Card Europe. He is an e-commerce specialist and consultant, a project manager in a wide variety of e-commerce applications. And last year, he helped to, in the last 7 years, sorry, he helped to integrate more than 700 shopping carts in the last 7 years. And fun fact that I dug out about him, back in the days, he did a traineeship with Siemens in Erlangen, so he knows Germany. And today we'll hear something a bit more in general about the marketplace as the new e-commerce trend and how to start with it. So nothing to add to that. Enjoy our last speaker. Fotis, you have the stage.
Thank you very much. Okay, hi guys, hi Berlin. Always nice to be in Berlin. As you already found out, I did an internship here in Berlin back in, I'm afraid to say the number, how many years. Anyway, it was a very nice time. I'm keep getting back here, and this is a fine opportunity to share with you my knowledge about the things that we do and the specialization we have on marketplaces. And you keep hearing about marketplaces, and I'm sure you all have your experience with it. And starting with that, I would like to ask you a question. How many of you do you use an iPhone? If you like, you can raise your hand. All right, many. And how many do you use an Android-based phone? The rest, yes. So you all have right now an experience with Marketplace, either Google Play or the Apple Store. And that's the main idea of the Marketplace, and this is why we are here talking about this today. It's a huge market, and the thing is that people want to sell things to other guys. It's very simple. And someone has to make this place where you meet the seller and the buyer. The seller can be a company or an individual like me or you in your private life. It's a huge market because of the iPhone and because of the Android phones, because you have it in your pocket and you are already trained about it. You know how to buy an app, and I know how to upload an app and sell it to you. And if it's okay, you buy it and I make money. That's so simple. People are going to get to sell more stuff in the next years. It's going to boom the market, as you see. The number you see of the 15 billion euros is like 2015. In the next 10 years, it's going to be like 300 billion euros. And that's a large number for marketplaces. What the fun fact is that you need to have specialized and narrow marketplaces to do that. Take, for example, Airbnb. Who knows Airbnb? Everybody knows Airbnb. You can just rent a place all around the world, someone else's place. This is not a hotel as we used to know. And this is like 2006. The company started in 2006, but nobody knows anything about it till maybe 3 or 4 years ago when it boomed. And it came out of a need, the need to find a place to sleep in San Francisco in 2006 in order to attend a big convention. And there was the big business opportunity for the company. And they did it right. Why? Because they had a system. So, marketplace is hot. Why is hot? First of all, the rule is that the guy that owns the marketplace doesn't have to produce anything, doesn't have to have inventory for anything. The seller does it. You don't need to do your own marketing. The sellers do it for you. They want to sell their stuff, so they market their places, their small stores in the store. You already know when you go online and see a site for a company or even an e-shop. Down at the bottom, you can see, find us on Apple Store, there is our applications. Where do they go? To the Apple Store, not to their place. So, free marketing. Marketplace provides also a new channel for sales. You have a totally new market where people sell their own stuff, not branded stuff, not stuff that are newly produced, but maybe also virtual stuff like programs, or rent a house, or sell my own handcrafted item like Etsy, the marketplace Etsy if you don't know. And of course, it provides a huge opportunity for overseas selling. That means if you want to sell to China or to the US, it's much easier, much easier, and probably would be better to try through a marketplace. And you have, of course, the opportunity through Amazon, one of the largest marketplaces in the world, or eBay, to sell your stuff. And people do that. And not just companies. Also do it small e-shop owners that have specialized items, handcrafted items, or unique items that you won't find somewhere else, but on a marketplace. So you see, there is a large base of things you can do on a marketplace that you can't do by your own, even if you have a big e-shop. The thing is that nothing is for free in this life, and nothing is very easy. Building a marketplace takes a lot of work. And it's not an overnight success, as I mentioned here, because there's so many stuff you need to think about. It's not just the software. The software, of course, is one of the main factors to make it, because you need the thing to work. How else is someone is going to buy your stuff if it doesn't work? But behind that thing, there are some other factors, and maybe you should consider before you start building something in order to be successful and not have a phantom shop, meaning a desert shop, that nobody interested in and nobody gets in. So you have to ask yourself 3 questions. Why, what, and how? Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to build a marketplace when there are so many others over there? Did I found something that's very interesting? Maybe a niche in the market that nobody else is working with? Maybe. Maybe because there's so many out there trying to do the same thing that you need to find out. You need to search for it. You can, of course, find a narrow place and see your start over there like Airbnb did. You have the giant Booking.com, you have Trivago, for example. They almost do the same thing, but they don't rent apartments and houses. Airbnb found a way to make a marketplace in a marketplace. And this is a direct market in the market of staying and accommodation. So a new opportunity. You also might think to find a solution to a problem that is already there, and you can do it better as the other guys do it. So it's a good opportunity for you to present your idea. The second question is the what. The what is very important. What do you want to sell? Because, again, the competition is very big right now. Everybody has an idea, and this might be already out there for you, waiting for you to search and find it, and then your idea is gone. So, preparation to that. And of course, the how. And I'm not staying to how, because we're going to present it later, how we're going to do this. The real thing is that you need staff, and you need a company for that. It's not a one-man show. So in order to answer actually the 3 questions we saw before, we need 4 things, 4 critical things for the success. And first of all, of course, is the idea. The idea of what I'm trying to do. If you don't have a good idea, a solid idea, then this is a sure failure. It's not going to work. You need an idea. Always, we have seen with our own experience building shops, we built some amazing shops, marketplaces. I'm calling them e-shops because they're, at the end of the day, they're e-shops for me. But then the idea was wrong, and they never did it. They had all the tools, they had fantastic software, everything was there, marketing was there, but no sales. The product, as said before, you need a product that will sell, and you need to promote it, and you need to be sure that you will have it online correctly presented, and that you will have it also available for the customers to buy it, and not just a promise of getting the product. You need the right team. As said before, you need to set a company. Doesn't matter big or small, but you need guys. You can't do it by yourself. Burnout is, again, a failure. If you burn out yourself, you do it all yourself, it's wrong. I know many companies started like this, but this is not the case anymore. You need staff, and you need specialized staff. You can keep it small, like 2 guys for marketing, 1 guy for the support, and stay small and trying to get a narrow piece of the market, focus on a vertical market, for example. Or you can go big and try to find some investors for your idea. Number 1, as we said before. If your idea is really good and you can sell it very good, then you can find investors and go really big, and then you need a big market for that, a lot of sales. Business model. In order to do all that, you need a business model. And the business model should be one that will sustain your company, meaning that it will self-invest in the company. Because at the end of the day, your investors are the clients, the guys that are buying from the marketplace. And don't forget, marketplace, it's an e-shop, actually, because people buy and pay for it, for stuff or services or rental or whatever. But the real difference that makes it all happen and make it more difficult is that you have 2 clients. You are the owner of the marketplace, and on the one hand, you have the end client that comes in to find something on your marketplace. But on the other hand, you have the vendors, the sellers of the stuff, because they are also clients of yours. They also pay you to present their products on your marketplace and do the stuff you need to do in order to make sales for them. So it's difficult. And a business plan is not viable if you don't have actually figured out how you're going to sell. You see, there's a lot of different business models, and you need to figure out what your market is. You can go commission. It's a one way. Okay, it's the most popular, actually, model in the marketplaces today, where you can charge for something on the sales of the guy, of the vendor we said before. So many sales, many commissions. Again, it's not flat. You need to know, am I gonna have the same commission for everybody? One guy is selling 200 stuff per month and the other guy 2 stuff per month. Should they have the same commission? Should I lower the rate for the guy who's selling more and helping my store getting bigger? This is a question. Then you have the membership or subscription. And there's a challenge there because, okay, you pay membership, you get on, and you sell your stuff. But the thing here is, you have to convince the guy to pay you for the subscription because it's like a promise of sale. There's no sale happened. You promise it's going to be a sale, and you take the money from the subscription. So how do you make this happen? You need to have value. And how do you have value? A good question. You need a good business plan for that. So you need to convince the guys to get on, because you have the problem of the chicken and the egg. You have no clients to buy your stuff, and you need to convince vendors, on the other hand, to get in and sell their stuff. But you need to convince sellers to come online without having any clients. So somehow you need to give value to that. Then you have another solution with a listing fee, where you let the guys go online by providing a list of products and pay for that. And that charge, it's common to classified ads. Think about classifieds, where you pay whenever you upload your products. There's no subscription, no commission, nothing. Every time I upload my list of products, I pay. Again, same problem. Low value, you need to convince them. The profits are also very low, so it's not a very C2C model, let's say, that is very popular right now. And the last model that I find interesting out of the 6, it's a lead fee, where you have actually a marketplace for businesses. And if you want to gain money, of course, you want to have leads that will create a lot of money and create lasting cooperation and give more money to the guy. So enable to sell it, of course, more higher, in a higher price. Because if you go for leads that are low price, they will create low revenue. So this is more like a B2B model and not C2C. It won't work. The last 2 models I mentioned in my presentation here, I wouldn't actually say to you to use them, because the problem here is they're not creating any revenue. The experience shows that if you make a freemium, which means you can go online, let everybody free go online and sell their stuff, and just maybe have some premium services and try to get your money from the premium services, then you have very high costs. That means you need, anyway, to manage all new clients, vendors, and new clients. This is money because you need staff. But you need also to manage the premium memberships, because you need to add value in order to sell them. So you have double the cost. And almost the same thing happens with the feature listing and ads, where again you have a free system and you try to make them through ads and the feature listings and the first page, etc. Again, the same problem. You need to convince them for the value. You have double the work to do, because you need guys to create all the ads and the first listings and etc. And the problem here is, again, that you need a lot of guys to get in and pay money for that. And it's a lot of work. Value in transactions. So this is what I was been talking about all the few things before. And the problem here is that you have, again, 2 sides. One side is your customer, one side is a vendor. They both want value to your transaction. The vendor needs some value in order to pay you a commission or whatever your model is. And of course, the customer on the other side, the end customer, wants some value on the experience that he has on the shop, on your marketplace. If they don't, then they won't trust you, one with their sale and the other with their buy. So you need to own the purchase process. And how do you do that? This is very crucial, because each kind of customer needs some differentiation. You need to see it from a different perspective in order to make them trust you and own the purchase, so that they won't go away and stay with you, and the customer and the vendor. Security. Security is a value when an individual wants to sell something, not a company, but an individual. Think about Airbnb. I renting my home to a stranger from the other side of the world. I never met him. I will never meet him. But at the end of the day, I will get back to my home, and I want my stuff there, nothing broken. You need somehow to secure this for me, because you are the one who's selling this service to the stranger. Then we have the companies as vendors, not individuals, companies. What they want is the tools. They want to make easy their life. They want, for example, a good scheduler in your marketplace, or they want an XML import because they maybe have already some other shop and they want to upload their products, like Amazon. You can send your products with an XML file. You won't have to make it all by hand. Think about it, 6,000 products. Who's going to do that? So you need tools. This is the value. And of course, it's the end customer. And the end customer, as I said before, we need to reduce the friction. And the friction is, how easy is our site? How easy am I going to buy something from this site? Am I going to find it easy, or do I have to call? Is the payment easy? Have a lot of payments, have a lot of different shipping methods? This is a friction. And you need to make as much as less as you can. Because if this is not working for him, he's not going to buy. So, and after that, you need, of course, a pricing model for this. Because this is affecting your whole strategy. You have a great idea, you know how to work with it, you have the software, you have everything. How are you going to work with the pricing? How are you going to get the money? Because at the end of the day, it's about making money. We need 7 factors, 7 different models, let's say. You need to think about the marginal costs. And what is marginal cost? Think about Etsy. Etsy, for example, is a marketplace where you can sell your handcrafted. You're an individual and you sell it. That means that the guy buys some stuff, invests his own time, building something, wants to sell it. He doesn't have a huge margin. So you can't go there and say, I need 50%. My marginal cost is 50%. It doesn't work like that. Of course, on the other hand, there's, for example, the image galleries, for example, when you sell images online, where there is a huge margin over there, because it's a virtual product. You have no production, it's one time, and you can sell it 1,000 times. And of course there you can go with 30%. You can say, I need 30%. But in order to ask for 30%, you need to be successful, and you need to have the guys, the customers. And then you can go as monopoly and ask as much as margin you like. And this comes to competition, the second one. Are you in a niche where you're alone and you're a monopoly? Or are you with 10, 15, 20 others that are doing the same thing with you? If yes, then you have only 2 ways to work with it. The one is the price, and the other is the value of the product. You have unique products. Same category of products, but unique. Images, for example. My stock images are better than the other one because they're very unique, they're very nice made, and so I ask for more money. They're not just stock images that you find everywhere. Etsy did that with the price. They lowered the price. They had Amazon on the one side, and they couldn't go out. And when they came out with the marketplace, all they did at the beginning was lower the price so much that they attract all the customers, the vendors. And they created this wave, and this wave brought customers. This wave is the network effect. When you have many customers, then they attract more customers, and also they attract vendors. So it works together, actually. This means that you can always bring more inside. There is some exceptions to that. For example, if you're covered with 10 of your vendors because they have the best products, then you don't need any more. It won't make any difference to your revenue. You need also a provider differentiation. You have a guy who sells 100 images, and you have a guy who sells 1,000 images. Are you going to make the same commission from both of them? So 5% both, 10% both, or 5% for the guy with 1,000 images and 20% for the small guy because he's not selling. You have to give him something to work with you. And this comes to transaction size and volume, because when you bring a lot of money, they expect you to lower your commission. So you need somehow to figure this out with the previous step. And you can figure it out with figuring out if you want quality or quantity in your marketplace. And this means, if you like, to have the most exceptional vendors and seeking them out one by one, and don't just let them go online and sell their stuff, or you let everybody go online and sell their stuff. And of course, who pays the bills at the end? And between us, always the customer pays the bill. You just split the money with a vendor. You take your commission or whatever the model is, but you get a fraction of it. So the user is the one who is paying for this, for the whole thing. And you need to keep him happy, and it's all about psychology, how you serve this. When you serve value, they will give you your money. After that, the most important factor is to validate your idea. Most important thing, because I've seen that many times, going out without validating an idea, and that's a failure. Instant failure, actually, because nobody cares about your idea. So if you want to go online, and before you build something, you need to validate. And how you do that? You must make assumptions. And again, you have 3 different kinds of categories that going online on your store. The individuals who sell, the companies that sell, and the customers that are buying. And you need to make assumptions for all these teams. How are they using this? Is it easy? Can you find them? The end customer can buy easily, many payments, etc. We have already covered this. But you need to make the assumptions and try to implement all this on your marketplace. And now we're coming to the software. You need to have the minimum viable platform, we say. That means you need a platform that will try to make it work, all the things we discussed before, and give an exceptional, not a buggy or some kind of stuff that looks like the end product. It's got to be perfect from the start. Because if it doesn't work, then the users are going to be disappointed, and they will never return. Main things you need, and what we find out in CSCART, and we serve this, we try to bring it as a specialized software just for marketplace, not an e-commerce where you put an add-on or something, a piece of code, and you have a marketplace. This is a marketplace software. You need to be mobile friendly, of course. This is why we're here again. Everything boomed because of the mobile device. Everybody's looking on the mobile for stuff. So you need all the things that you have on your desktop to work on your mobile. You can't have a half version of the desktop site. It's disappointing. You need cross-selling tools. Amazon is like a leader to this section. They make like 35% more sales because of the cross-selling. You can combine products from different vendors. You can create packages. You can complement products to each other that work together. You can bring them at the end on the checkout. You can make them on the first page. You have so many different capabilities to make a cross-selling or upsell. Of course, you need multi-language, multi-currency, a multi-tax system. Because as we said, we're aiming globally. That means you need to be able, for the guy in the other side of the world, let's say Brazil, to understand your shop, to be able to buy and understand the price in his own currency. And of course, the tax system, because you also have vendors that might be from the other side of the world trying to sell their stuff. So you need a good taxation system. And of course, the vendor needs premium services. You need to be able to give him a good image of his money because he's selling and you need to pay him. So you need a good system to pay him to. Do you want to pay, let's say, every week, every month, or instantly? Because there is a system with PayPal where you can pay him instantly. The moment that the order happens on your store, he gets his money, and you get your own money out of your commission. Then you need a product approval system with multiple layers. You can have, for example, a vendor completely free. He opens his own products, no problem. Or you want everybody to go through product approval. You don't like it. You want to check every product that goes online. And of course, you can have some with product approval and some without the product approval because you are okay with them. You know they're trained. And of course, detailed statistics. They need to know their sales, they need to know their orders, they need to know what they owe you, what they paid out to you in a very nice manner with graphics. And you can give also the capability to the vendor to have actually his own small store, more personalized, with his own logo, his own words, his own products, his own feature products, where he can actually market it for you, as we said before, easily, because he has his own URL on the top. And of course, this is not the end. You need reviews, you need a mail system for the customer and for the vendor, telling him you have an order, or the customer give him the order receipt or the shipment. You need analytics integration, you need Facebook integration, and you need what every e-shop, modern e-shop right now implements. And this is the main thing about CS Card Multi-Vendor. It's actually a shopping software for e-shop, the core, and then rebuild it for marketplace with all the systems that I just presented to you, integrated in order to give more value and be more marketplace oriented. So I know it's a lot of work, and this is no e-shop. It's more and more complicated out of any aspect. For example, we in Greece have a problem with the payments. Payments cannot be through the vendor and to the marketplace owner. They have to be directly to the vendor, because if they go through the owner of the marketplace and the vendor, then I'm going to get taxation for this. And this is bad, because then the state getting money out of my pocket, which are not mine anyway. It's the vendor's money. I need only my commission, and I only be taxated for commission. This is, for example, a huge problem in the South countries, which almost every country uses the same system with taxation. And we do that. I hope this was, it's a bit theoretical, the presentation, but it's actual problems and things you have to consider before you start a marketplace. Because it's not all about software. The software is, of course, your tool, and you need to have it, but you need to have a plan. This is what I would like you to think about it. Have a plan. And when you have a plan, and you know how you're going to work with it, then look for the software. If you could look for us, of course, it would be better, but then look for the software. The idea is in the middle, and this has got to be in the middle always. Thank you very much.